Hey cuties. Today I'm going to talk to you about why I love my little GH5, Panasonic Lumix GH5. This camera is absolutely not the newest or the flashiest. I mean, it came out in December 2017. This is extremely old, coming up on 10 years. And I think it still packs a punch. I think it still destroys. I've taken this baby all over the world, from Iceland to China to Rome, everywhere. And this thing has reliably, for years, just come in clutch. I've taken this on shoots for GQ, for Vanity Fair, for Under Armour, everything, really. It just delivers stunning footage. Obviously, you have to know what to do with it on the back end. Luckily, one of my best friends is a colorist, so that helps an absolute lot. I'm not a gearhead in any way, shape, or form. I'll leave that to better YouTubers and my friend Evan Schneider, who I share an office with. He is far more dialed to that kind of stuff. He can tell you all about the bit rates, color profiles, dynamic range, all that jazz, and that's just not how my head is built. Go to other people for that. I'm just going to tell you if I like something or not. The thing that I love about the GH5 is that it's so reliable, and I know exactly what kind of image I'm going to get out of it. I can pretty much shoot with this with my eyes closed. Quick story, one time I was doing a shoot in Iceland, and my baggage did not arrive, but I had my GH5 in my bag with me because I always travel with the camera that I plan on using in case, like this, luggage doesn't arrive. So nothing arrived, but I still had my camera, and I was able to completely do the shoot, and I felt unbelievably confident. Now, that is something that I really can't replace if I was to jump on a shoot with something else. Editor Micah here with a quick little note. I think some videographers can just take any camera and do a great job on a shoot, and I've been in a lot of situations where I've had to grab a camera that I'm unfamiliar with or slightly familiar with and still do the gig, and that has been good. I've definitely been able to get what I need to, because I think a lot of creativity is not based around what camera you're using, but I've found that if I want to feel like the camera is just a part of me, my GH5 is what helps me with that. So I just know how good the battery life is, what peaking looks like on my screen. I know where my focus is. If anything, I'm just trying to say fall in love with your camera. Really get to know exactly how it works in all scenarios, in all weathers, in all different lighting setups. Just the more you know it, the more confident you'll be. And I think confidence is extremely valuable on any kind of film set. And yeah, that's what I feel like this gives to me. It's like an old shoe. I almost exclusively shoot with the Sigma 30mm Art Series 1.4. That to me with the Micro Four Thirds, it's just a really nice, whatever that would be, 50, 60mm. I just love that it's enough for me to get in there if I need to, get really close-up shots. I don't have to step too far back for wides. It just gives me the exact range that I want. It gives me the crispness when I need it with the 1.4, and it's just a beautiful lens. Altogether, couldn't recommend it enough. Like I said, are there better cameras out there? Absolutely. But the GH5 in my setup altogether is around $1,000, maybe $1,200, maybe $800. A little bit of a pendulum if you're buying used or new, but that's really cheap. And that's the GH5, the
Metabone Speed Booster,
and the Sigma 30mm. I also have a variable ND filter on this guy just in case things get a little too bright, which they always do. The smaller the setup in my mind, whenever I'm on a gig where I need to be ready for whatever's going to happen, the smaller the setup, the more compelling content I can get. There's a lot of shoots that I do that are editorial, where things are happening and they're not stopping for me. Nobody's going to stop for me. So I need to be ready to get things as things happen and find moments in between. So this just gives me that freedom. It really does. So if you're starting out and you need a tiny, reliable little workhorse or a secondary B cam or something, don't underestimate the power of the GH5, or for that matter, just the Lumix Panasonic brand. I've seen a lot of beautiful stuff from them, and I've had a GH4 before this, and now I have a GH5. I might be going Lumix when I upgrade, who knows? This is probably the cheesiest quote within filmmaking, but it is truly not about the gear that you have. It's about what you have. Was that the quote? It's not about the gear. It's what you do with it that counts. And at the moment, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, like, absolutely is incredible. It destroys. But I also firmly believe in being inspired by the camera that you have. Right now, I'm really inspired by the FX3 and the Komodo X and the Ronin 4D. So I might be transitioning to one of those eventually. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on any of those cameras. I'd love to hear some experience. This is just basically a little love letter to the GH5. I wanted to show you guys some stuff that I've shot with it. One of my favorite things is to shoot with this camera, show friends or other colleagues, and the question is like, oh, what'd you shoot this on? And I love getting a little surprised look when I say, oh, it was a GH5. And they go, oh, wow. Like, it's this funny little like pride thing on my end of just like, I can still shoot things with my little GH5, because there is so much weight put on how good your gear is nowadays. And, of course, a lot of great gear is very necessary for some shoots. For bigger shoots, we'll use Aris, Reds, whatever, and that's great and fun, but I still absolutely love being able to have this tiny little run and gun setup. I think the smaller the setup for me, the more creative I feel like I can be. I don't want to be weighted down by big things, easy rigs and, 30-pound cameras and massive lenses and tons of lens choices. Like, I love sticking with my small little handheld, my 30 millimeter. That's it. That's lovely. I love that. Please grace me with one of your subscriptions. Please abandon your like down below. If we get to
1,000
subscribers by the end of this year, I will throw a massive party in LA that you are all welcome to come. But we are at 3 subscribers, so we have a long way to go. See you around. Does that record any of that?